And apparently, like every other woman on the planet, had a bit of a thing for Henry.
Yeah, still, it's kind of remarkable around her how she loves Henry. She touched Henry's bum.
Yes.
He turned around and she just reached her little hands out.
Totally cut the feel.
She was like 1.5 at that point. And Henry, of course, looks at me and says, like mother, like daughter.
Yeah.
I have a way of touching. I always had my hands on his chest. Even like we weren't doing a scene, I'd be like, ha, 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 ha.
I swear, I've never seen anything like this. Women who never flinch on camera completely melt the moment Henry walks in. Henry Cavill isn't just Hollywood's Superman. He's the man who makes even A-list women forget their camera lines. Here's the thing about Henry Cavill. He doesn't even try. That's what makes him dangerous. Chiseled jawline, steel blue eyes, that calm, grounded tone. The man looks like he was designed in a lab to test human self-control. But the real reason people lose it around him, he's not cocky. He's polite, soft-spoken, and just radiates this quiet confidence. It's not Hollywood hot, it's effortlessly magnetic. Even male fans admit it. One comment said, "I'm straight, but if Henry asked, I'd consider." In a room full of stars trying to shine, Henry just stands there, and somehow, the light bends toward him. Amy Adams on Kissing Superman.
Now probably most women envy you because you kiss Superman.
Yes, and they should. He's very good looking, and it was a nice day at work, so thank you.
And I mean, Henry is a very good-looking man. How do you, I mean, I struggled. So
You didn't even have an adjustment period. I had an adjustment period. So now I get to act like it's all cool hanging out with him, but trust me, I was not cool.
I was going to say, how do you keep your cool and your focus when you're faced with him?
It took a while. I have to be really honest. I call it the 5-second rule. You can't stare into his eyes for 5 seconds. Something will happen. You'll either giggle or I don't know what you'll say, but it turns women into fools.
And this is where it starts getting hilarious. Amy Adams, the Amy Adams, could barely keep it together. During a promo interview, she laughed and said, "Every woman on set hated me that day because I got to kiss Superman." She called it a really good day at work, then smirked like she knew the internet would explode. But the best part? She admitted there's a 5-second rule, that no woman can look directly into Henry's eyes for more than 5 seconds without giggling. And she wasn't joking. You can see it in every red carpet clip. She's glowing, blushing, tripping over her words. She even confessed, "I tried to be cool around him. Didn't happen." One YouTube comment nailed it. If Lois Lane is flustered, what chance do the rest of us have? Gal Gadot's soft spot for Henry.
Just
really good
made them as
baker.
comfortable because they shot here in England, so I just wanted to.
All right, I'll start. Well, I think that Superman represents. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. No, you see it. However
No,
you want
but
to see
tell
it.
me.
You're totally
he's
entitled to see it.
handsome.
And then there's Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman herself, who can stop wars in the DC universe, but apparently not her own blushing. During one interview, she joked, "I'm the mother of superheroes," but her voice cracked a little when Henry turned to look at her. She kept saying he's such a gentleman, but her body language said, "Help, I'm melting." On set, she mentioned Henry's secret hobby, baking. Apparently, he brings homemade pastries to the crew. Gal called him a great baker, adding, "It's so unfair, you can't be that hot and make bread." And let's not forget the viral moment, when Amy Adams joked about their slumber party, while Gal laughed nervously beside Henry. He smiled, eyebrows raised, pure confusion and charm at once. The comment section summed it up best. Gal can fight gods, but even she couldn't fight the Cavill Effect. Reporters losing their cool.
What was your favorite scene with him out of the entire process?
Ben's a very large man.
Yes,
That
indeed
surprised
he
me the
is,
most.
isn't he?
I was
You're
surprised.
a very large man.
Thank you very much.
In a good way, in a
Yes.
good way.
Thank you very much as well.
Pumping
Yes,
out all
yeah.
wrong.
I was going to say, sort of steady on.
Now, Here's where things get hilarious, because it's not just co-stars. Even seasoned reporters crumble like paper before Henry. One journalist literally blurted out, "You're a huge man," mid-question, then froze. Henry, ever the gentleman, smiled and said, "I'll take that as a compliment." Another reporter tried to maintain eye contact, but just couldn't. She laughed, apologized, and called it the Henry Cavill Effect. Twitter blew up afterward. One person wrote, "This man has the power to turn a news conference into a rom-com scene." Another said, "I just remembered I'm straight, but not that straight." Even the way he sits during interviews, that calm posture, the deep voice, it's intimidating and magnetic at the same time. He doesn't flirt, doesn't try, and that's exactly why everyone loses their composure. It's not confidence, it's control. Henry Cavill doesn't enter a room. The room enters his orbit. Graham Norton, reading thirst tweets. And this is where things go absolutely unfiltered. On The Graham Norton Show, Henry sat there all polite and composed, until Graham started reading thirst tweets. One woman wrote, "I just wet my panties watching Henry reload his arms in Mission Impossible." Another confessed, "I have the weirdest boner right now." The crowd exploded in laughter while Henry's face turned that perfect mix of shy and amused, the look of a man used to adoration, but still humble about it. He handled it with grace, laughing awkwardly and saying, "That's very flattering," like a true English gentleman. And honestly, that made everyone love him even more. Even Graham couldn't resist saying, "That's the power of Henry Cavill, ladies and gentlemen." Global fan reactions, Korea goes crazy. But if you think the obsession ends in Hollywood, think again. When Henry visited Korea during a Mission Impossible press tour, the crowd's reaction was insane. Women cried louder for him than Tom Cruise himself. Even Korean talk shows couldn't stop replaying clips of him, bowing politely, smiling shyly, the perfect gentleman aura, that quiet confidence, that respectful energy. It's what makes Henry Cavill stand out everywhere. He doesn't just attract attention, he earns admiration. From London to Seoul, everyone agrees. There's just no one quite like him. Vanessa Kirby's reaction, Mission Impossible.
I'm not easily impressed.
No.
I know some people who have done genuinely, seriously impressive stuff. And watching Tom do these stunts, especially in the mountains, in that helicopter, I just thought, okay, I'm officially impressed. This is ridiculous what he's doing.
And then there's Vanessa Kirby, who gave us one of the funniest Henry Cavill spell moments ever. During Mission Impossible press interviews, she sat beside him, smiling in that quiet, mesmerized way, like she was trying not to stare too much, but failing miserably. Clips of her went viral instantly. Fans turned them into memes, saying, "When you realize your co-star is literally a Greek god." Even seasoned Hollywood stars can't escape the Cavill charm. It's not over the top. It's subtle, calm, magnetic. That's the scariest kind of attractive. Millie Bobby Brown's comments. Enola Holmes.
Ali, it is honestly like getting a brick wall to move. It's not gonna happen unless I get a sledgehammer and just hit it in. It's not gonna happen. Well, also the fact that he's just very big in general, I can't get him to move. It would be like, like his hand would be like there and my head would be like pressing up against it. Like he's too big and muscular.
Even Millie Bobby Brown, yes, the fearless Stranger Things star, wasn't immune to Henry's aura. She once said, "He's like a brick wall, massive, strong, and impossible to move." Then laughed, adding, "My head barely reaches his chest." Henry played her older brother Sherlock in Enola Holmes, and though she insisted it was a big brother relationship, you could still see that awe in her eyes. Fans loved the chemistry, respectful, yet filled with that quiet admiration. It proved something important. Henry's appeal isn't limited by age or generation. From seasoned actresses to Gen Z stars, everyone feels the pull of his presence. Freya Allan's admiration, The Witcher,
actually started by looking at someone much, much younger. A much, much smaller role in the first episode. And
Freya is sitting here. Ciri is part of our series. So we also were talking about how to make sure that we bring her in early enough and have Ciri have a story of her own as well.
Then there's Freya Allan, Henry's The Witcher co-star. During press junkets, she often looked at him with that quiet respect that said everything words couldn't. You could see how much she admired his leadership and dedication on set. When news broke that Henry was leaving The Witcher, Freya was visibly emotional. She said, "He taught me so much. It won't be the same without him." It showed just how deeply his presence affected everyone around him. Not just fans, but the people who worked beside him every day. From flustered reporters to co-stars who can't stop blushing, Henry Cavill's presence lights up every room he enters. Yet behind the Superman aura stands a humble, loyal man, devoted to his craft and family. That rare mix of beauty and authenticity, that's exactly why the world still thirsts for Henry Cavill.